All right, Ian. Ian, do we have a tale from the game store? I think we do.
I broke the TV. So I guess that could kind of be a tale from the game store. It had been a day. It had been a week. I had a lot of like shitty kids in. Someone was trying to sell me 2 games. I can't remember what games they were. It was like a sports game and like a Battlefield 3 or something.
For like a PS
For like a 360,
PS4?
yeah. It was
Okay.
like an old, and I was like, and I looked and like GameStop is offering like 10 cents or nothing for them. And I was like, $2? And the guy like freaked out on me. He was like, $2? That's a fucking ripoff. And I was like, whoa, buddy. I was like, I know it's not a lot of money, but GameStop won't even take these. And he's like, you sell those games for $5 here. Why can't I get, $4? I'm like, that's not how it works. So his brother called me a fucking asshole, and then I yelled at them.
Whoa,
and,
how old were these kids?
they were like mid-teens, like 15,
Okay.
16. And I just got pissed. So I walked and I was yelling at them. And I walked to the front door and I yelled at them as they walked down the street. Nothing impressive or anything, but I was just very angry. I was like, no, I'm going to fucking make sure they know that they're shitty people. So I yelled at them as they walked down the street.
Get out of my store.
Yeah, go away.
Get away, youngsters.
Go away.
But I will say this. If you think Ian's making up these stories, you forgot to say this.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention this.
Pat was present for a potential tale from the game store. I went to the Chula Vista location.
Yep.
Two locations. I'll call them Chula Vista. And to pick up the remaining stock of a certain NES guidebook because it's out of stock. You can pre-order third print at ultimatnes.com. And I was in the back picking up the boxes.
So Pat's in the back picking up boxes.
And I hear a little bit of raised voices.
So basically, while Pat's in the back getting the boxes, this dude comes in and
Early 20s about, you want to say?
like early 20s, I would say.
23-ish.
And he comes in and he's holding a bag. And he looks at me and I look at him and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? Good morning." And he's friendly. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he goes, "I've got this bag. Do you want me to put it on the counter?" And I said, "No, that's okay." I said, I'm like, there's no games in the cases or anything. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." So he's looking around. And he picks up a couple of games and puts them down after like 2-3 minutes. It was very short, 2 minutes. And he puts the bag on top of it. He puts the games on the counter and he puts the bag up there. And he goes, "I want to trade these in towards these games." And I'm like, "Sure." So I look through and I set aside like 4 games of his that I can't take because they're too scratched.
What type of games were they?
They're PS2 games.
Okay.
It was like 2 PS2 games and like 2 Wii games. And then I had a stack of probably about 6 games of his that I could take. So I was like, all right, so these are too scratched. I can't take these ones. But these I can take. Let me look them up. And I go to sit down. I sit down, and as I'm looking, I can see the guy just like fill with rage. He's just getting so fucking angry. And he looks at me and he's like, "Nah, screw this, they're too scratched bullshit. It's everything or nothing."
Wow.
And I was like, it was just a turn. I still to this day, I have no idea where that came from. And I was like, all right, dude, I don't need your games then. Take them. And he's like, "It's fucking ridiculous." And he turns around. I said, "Then don't scratch your fucking games." And that's when Pat was like walking
with my
out.
box, I'm like,
Yeah,
I looked
Pat
on the
walks
curtain,
out-
I'm like,
Pat walks out with his box. He goes, "What was that?" And I was like, "Just been open for 5 minutes."
yeah, it was literally the beginning of the day. That was
Yeah, within the first 5 minutes that happened.
so. I still don't know why Ian works in retail after all these years. It doesn't help his anxiety probably, but I know this exists because I've worked in retail. I know there's this type of people.
Yeah.
But when you combine people that want money, they're not buying stuff. People that want money from your business and then get pissed when they're declined, it's going to create some weird moments.
Yeah, it's obviously going to create weird moments. And just the fact that it's any sort of hobbyist shop, anything that someone can get into, heavily, that's going to attract certain people. I get really into certain things. I get really excited when I'm at record stores, but there's lots of reasons why this stuff is all very actually normal. in retail, especially like a video game shop. I guarantee you a board game shop is the same way. I guarantee you that a pipe tobacco shop is the same way. Anything that just has people who are into like one specific
You think
thing.
people resell their tobacco pipes?
No, but I mean,
trade them in?
I go to Racine and Laramie to get pipe tobacco every once in a while. So,
You smoke a pipe?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to get pipe tobacco every once in a while, and there's interesting people there too.
Okay.
Um,
But they debate stuff and
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's
how to pack your tobacco properly.
you do have to be. There's a art to packaging.
Is there different types of pipes where like some the blowhole's different? I don't know.
I have a nice pipe that I like, and I know what tobacco.
Was there a pipe war in the 90s, like the console wars, where there was like two sides that?
I also have all of my grandfather's antique pipes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's interesting.
I don't know how my grandfather's. Anyway,
So I was gonna say real quick though, I got real kerfluffled and flustered this week, and so it was towards the end of the day on Friday, and I was getting real happy. Or Saturday. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go home. But I'm already at that point where I'm losing stuff. Like I'm trying to get ready to go, but I'm like, okay, no keys. Where are the keys? Phone. Where's the phone? Okay. Guy comes in with an N64. And I'm about to tell him, hey man, we don't buy anything from, after 7 o'clock, because this was probably 7:30, 7:35. But he was a customer that I recognized, and so I kind of stopped. And he goes, hey, can you test out this N64? He's like, it's not working for me. He's like, and I know, what I should usually do. And I'm like, yeah, I can test out the N64 for you, not a big deal. So I grab the game and I grab the system and I hook it up, and it's dirty.
it's just dirty.
Yeah, the game is real bad.
Would you stop there and say your game's dirty? That's why it's not working.
Well, yes, but I've got 20 minutes, so I'm going to be helpful. Like I said, the customer is a regular, and I don't know why they would be having this issue with it, but I'm cleaning it. It's gross. Anyways, I clean it twice, stick it in. It works. It's fine. System works. So I immediately in my head go back to thinking about finishing up all my closing duties. I unhook the power cord, but I do not unhook the TV cord, the AV cable
from the front,
from the back of the N64.
Of the back, but was it going in the front of the TV or the
back of the TV?
Okay.
And I walked away, all whatever discombobulated, and was like, "All right, you're all set, no problem. Take it easy." And he picks up the N64 and goes, thanks, and turns around to walk away with it. And the TV just comes fucking crashing to the ground. They always talk about things happening in slow-mo.
How big's this TV?
Oh,
19 inch?
It's smaller than this.
Like a 13 inch.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it doesn't weigh that much. You could do this. Okay.
Yeah. But, that was terrifying. And the poor customer was so... They went just like sheet white. And I was like, it's fine. It's not your fault. And they're like, oh my God, I did that. I'm like, I'm the one who told you could pick up the system and go. I was like,
if there's fault involved, it's 75% Ian at least here.
Yeah.
25% his. He had to have realized at some point that the cord is still attached to something.
He did. That's what I mean. Like, it was all in, like, it wasn't even slow-mo. It was freeze frame.
Second.
He grabbed it.
No,
he turned and goes, oh no. And, like, I could see it, like...
But I mean, as soon as he
freaky.
picked it up, he has to see that the cord is running to the TV.
Oh, there's a lot of cords though on that counter usually. I mean,
So he assumed maybe it was just a loose cord on the N64.
I don't know. I told him he could take it and go. He took it.
Yeah, it's definitely you're definitely. I say this is like a civil suit. You're at least 75% liable. He's not 100. He's like maybe 15% liable here. For here.
So
it was a nice little 13 inch though.
Yeah,
CRT.
So I destroyed it and I had to call Treg, right before closing, and
Well, you can pick another one up somewhere, or you had probably another one in the back.
he got another and dropped it off.
At this point, you got a stockpile CRTs. They're like gold.
Oh no, it's not a CRT.
Oh,
A flat screen.
oh, flat screen. How did it break? A flat screen was just it smashed the
It
front.
fell like fucking 3 feet off the counter.
Oh, it's a flat screen. Who cares then? I thought it was a little CRT that could have potentially killed like a small child.
No, we can't test the CRTs anymore because then we couldn't test any of the modern consoles.
All right. It was one of those little. Okay, those are cheap.
Yeah,
Like
it looks like
$50.
It was 80, but yeah.
80.
Still, you don't want to
Yeah.
go throwing TVs on the ground if you can avoid it.
No, like I said, you're at fault. I would dock your pay. That's what I would definitely do if you destroy the obscenely expensive See you, Podcastron 9000. There's going to be hell to pay.
Well,
Ian.
luckily, Treg does not dock my pay.
I was going to say, this is what I would recommend, Ian. Why is there not a poster when you walk in? Sort of like a dentist sort of poster with like Mr. Q-Tip saying, have you tried cleaning your games with like a smile? Because wouldn't that solve
No.
90% of the queries you get asked?
No, because so many people come in, they're like, I tried to clean like they'll buy something and they'll be like, I cleaned the games like you said, and then I'll take the game and I'll clean it and it's dirty as shit. People
still have the poster, so when people walk in, it's on their mind, and maybe they won't ask you, how do I clean my games? Or just have Mr. Q-Tip. Someone draw a Mr. Q-Tip for Ian with a smiley face saying, it's Mr. Q-Tip holding Q-Tips and a Menda bottle on the other side saying, have you cleaned your games today? Almost like, have you brushed your teeth today? But it's Mr. Q-Tip.
It's like Clerks.
I will commission that.
How much is this? It doesn't matter how many things you put up.
Mr. Q-Tip should be a thing, I think, at all retro game shops. This will be my mascot, Mr. Q-Tip. Mm-hmm. We'll have plushies. We'll have T-shirts. Mr. Q-Tip holding Q-Tips with a smile and a Menda bottle. That's what it should be. All right, so that was our Tales from the Game Store. See, we got like 10 minutes out of that. 11 minutes. You say, oh, we're not going to do one. I'm like, there's got to be one done every at least 3 weeks, or else there's going to be a riot, I think, with the people out there. There's got to be some good come out of you working at Luna Video Games. Besides your anxiety from working at Luna Video Games, we have to have something positive happen from it. Well, you make people happy playing old video games, I think. Right? Mm-hmm.